Christmas. I'm just gonna get the elephant in the room out of the way. I am a Christmas tree. The sweater has won me a couple of ugly sweater
Mm.
Christmas sweater competitions.
Well, okay, you gotta do that. You gotta show off the whole thing. Yeah, okay.
I jingle. So if you hear bells, it's me.
Heather bells are ringing. Heather bells are
Heather
ringing.
bells are ringing.
It,
I I I can't bring myself to throw the sweater away because genuinely, how do you wash this? There are bells everywhere on it. I don't know, but I wear it for like a couple hours. I'm gonna douse it in Febreze, let it dry out, and then put it right back in the Christmas sweater box.
it's funny because she said, "Oh, if you hear, jingle bells and stuff, that's me." And I was saying, like, I'm just so used to hearing it everywhere around Christmas time, it didn't even dawn on me. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that is going on right now. It's not something you usually hear, on Heather's end.
No, you don't normally hear the bells, but here we are.
Especially now that we're adults and we don't hear the jingle of the bell anymore. Not since we've been on the Polar Express and saw that terrifying Uncanny Valley Santa. But
Yes.
still, that's the magic and horror of Christmas.
Yes. Speaking of the magic of Christmas, thank you all for your generosity that we're in a level 3 hype train. Let's go. Thank you. Super appreciate that. As usual, we never expect it. So anytime I'm like, oh yes, yay, a hype train. I love that for us. Thank you. This is the last Q&A of the year. I know, right? Isn't it? Yeah, this is the last
Yeah,
Q&A
this
of
is
the
it.
year.
And
But
yeah.
not to be confused with the last stream of the year. I do want to reinforce that. We are planning still on streaming on Friday. Okay, so do come back. We will have Spider Doug.
Got some
Spider Doug will be here.
still with the IQ of a slug.
Yes. Although Tamra will not be here tomorrow. I'm just trying to say that now so that we can say it a couple of times. So do come back. We're not totally all off for the week. But let me get to the rules here so that we can start answering your amazing questions. We're so close to level 4 of this hype train.
Holy
Thank
shit,
you.
thank you.
You're amazing. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we sometimes have time for highlighted questions, but please save your highlighting for the end of stream because if you do it now, I cannot scroll up and check it out. It's just the way that chat works. Also, highlighting a message does not guarantee that we are going to see it or read it. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. Keep in mind, we do get behind on the bit messages. There's no need to repeat them. You won't necessarily get in trouble for that, but I just hate to see when people pay extra bits and just don't realize that sometimes we can get up to an hour behind. So please have patience. It is very, very rare that we actually miss a bit message. Please watch the length of your questions. I've kind of already seen some long ones here. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we lose the point and we don't have time to repeat it. So short and to the point is better. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to see Aquaman or other exciting movies that are out right now. Although
That are all owned by Warner Brothers. Man, they had a pretty good weekend this past weekend. Like I think the top 3 were all their movies.
oh, was it really?
Yeah, so go see Walkaman with and the Kingdom of the Color Purple. Check them all out.
There you go.
Just combine them into one movie. That'll be the new Oppenheimer. Walkaman and the Kingdom of the Color Purple.
I love that, Doug. I genuinely love that. That's you've created that. Go
Yes.
internets, do what you do.
Yes.
Go forward and make
Never
it a
mind that
thing.
it's like weeks late and it's after the holidays. You will make this a thing. And maybe they are. Maybe that's what everybody's doing right now. That's why it's like the top 3 right now.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, maybe check to see if someone else has asked the question that you have already asked. It's not that you're going to get in trouble for that one either. It's just we feel bad if you spent your bits and you are like the 4th person to ask us for a clue for next week's NC. We just feel bad. We want you to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck with those bits, okay? All right, and I think that's it now then. Cool, great, awesome. Let's just get to some of these messages. Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, how was your Christmas?
Good. We just did
Good.
the yeah. I mean, I think we both did the traditional thing, just hanging out with friends and family
I
and
was
stuff like that.
frozen
Like nothing,
today.
nothing too exciting, but that's kind of nice. I like a not too exciting Christmas, just a nice Christmas.
Yeah. Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, how have your holidays been? Also, Doug, seeing you as you done a Christmas story, are you going to do a Christmas story Christmas next year?
Maybe because I have done like all the other Christmas story, like spin-offs and stuff like that, but I have to see if there's a hard copy of it, because if not, that's always like I feel like we could technically like legally argue it, but just doesn't look good if I mean, we literally have to get an illegal copy of it to review it, you know what I mean? That just doesn't look good. So if there is like a hard copy of it, like a Blu-ray or something like that, we'll do that. If not, then probably not.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug, Miss Story. Hello, Heather. Did you guys have a good Christmas? Did Santa bring you everything on your list?
Yes. Even though I still got a couple Christmases to get. See, that's what's so for someone who loves Christmas, this is nice. I have something like 4 Christmases every year, because there's always a different family to go to, and then other people travel for different families and stuff, and they come back, and then we have to do Christmas with them and stuff. So, if you don't love Christmas, that's awful. But if you do enjoy it, then yeah, it's pretty nice.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Good evening, Doug Farkas. Did you have a nice Christmas?
I did. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the last episode of Doom Patrol? And if so, thoughts? Don't spoil anything.
I did. I did finally. Have you finished it or not?
No,
Okay,
do not spoil anything.
I won't spoil it either. The last chunk of the season, I was actually a little concerned because I thought I had a lot of filler, and it didn't feel like it was going anywhere that interesting. But again, without going to the spoilers, from the fireplace scene on, I thought was really, really good. Everybody seemed to have had a pretty satisfactory ending, and I like how some of them it goes into great detail, and then others it really doesn't, and I like that. Kind of remind me of Cowboy Bebop, where it's like I don't need full detail for everybody, just little hints, or just like, hey, this happened, you can kind of guess what happens after that. I really like that, and they do that for a fair amount of them. And there were a few, again, I'm not a huge crier or anything, but there were at least 2 moments that got me pretty choked up. So yeah, I think it really, I'm glad it ended on a strong note.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, love the review of A Christmas Story. True story, but I have an uncle who literally shot his eye out with a BB gun when he was a kid, and I knew about that before I even knew the movie existed. Thankfully, he's been okay since then, but seeing Ralphie with the eye patch immediately made me think of him.
Well, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, I guess that had to get started somewhere, didn't it? That you'll shoot your eye out. So yeah, there you go. Sorry to hear that. I hope he has a good sense of humor.
Connor Davenport, thank you for the 100 bits. Which live-action portrayals of Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man do you think had the coolest costumes?
The Keaton Batman, just because that's my first live-action. Okay, Adam West technically was, but first serious live-action Batman. I'm gonna be drawn to that. I like the why am I blanking his name? The Zack Snyder guy, Henry Cavill. I like his outfit. I thought it looked good. I could take or leave the red underwear. A lot of people are like, "Oh no, it's gone." I'm like,
I love Reeves.
No, Reeves looks pretty great. It does look pretty great. I'm not gonna down it, but I thought the Cavill one, like, that was a good upgrade. I thought that looked pretty cool. I thought it was cool that the cape was always CG, and I didn't notice that. Like he kind of said the cape almost had to be like otherworldly and almost its own kind of character. I'm usually against pointless CG, but I'm like, I kind of get that. I understand that. And what was the other one? The third one? Or was that
Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man. Man, live action. I do kind of like the why am I blanking his name now? God, the newer
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. I like that one because I think the eyes getting smaller and bigger was very, very clever. Although beneath that, I think I like the second Andrew Garfield one. I really like. That's kind of how I imagine the outfit would normally look. But I think the idea of making the eyes smaller and bigger, that was a really clever addition.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of the Doom Patrol episode Immortus Patrol?
Is that
Immortimus Patrol, I think.
Hello, Doom Patrol. Mordem. I'm sure I'm spelling that wrong. Let me make sure that's just that. Mortimus Patrol. There it is. It was episode 9. Is that the musical one? I. Hold on. Storyline. I think it's yeah. Okay. I couldn't stand it. I'm sorry. And I usually like. Oh, it looks like it didn't get that great reviews either on IMDb. It's not awful, but yeah, you're taking a big risk doing musical reviews or not reviews, episodes, which is why, man, when it works, fantastic. It's so great. The gamble paid off, but when they don't, they could be some of the worst episodes. And I don't think it's like, you know, I was gonna say I don't think it's the worst episode, but I don't know. I can't think of one that was kind of worse to me. But it's I've seen worse musical episodes, but in terms of Doom Patrol, I'm just like, God, I feel like we're just wasting time here. But I also don't get into musicals where they just sing about how happy they are. You know what I mean? Like I need a song that's moving the story forward. But I get people who, you know, like Singing in the Rain or La La Land. I get people that like those songs where it's just like it's a huge production and that's it. Just appreciate that. I totally understand that. It's not my thing. That really wasn't my episode.
Hippozilla, thank you for that 3-month subscription. Welcome back. They just say, hi.
Hey.
Connor Davenport, thank you for the 100 bits. 2 review recommendations. We Bought a Zoo and Instant Family. Excuse me. The former has Matt Damon playing the most unlikable father in a supposed feel-good movie, whereas the latter, as a former foster kid, is the most inaccurate representation of the foster care system out there.
Did I see that? No, I didn't see the latter one. Okay, so I haven't seen either of them. I did hear requests to do the We Bought a Zoo one, and I didn't know that was the reason why. And actually, that does kind of make me want to see it more because I do love movies where they're trying to make someone look like, oh, just a good person, and they're just absolute monsters or they're absolute dumbasses. You know, like that Deck the Halls movie that was so horrendous. But they're just supposed to be good people, and it's like so bad. So maybe I'll check that one out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of the villain Immortus in Doom Patrol?
I like her. I was almost gonna say, despite the fact that it was, you know, completely going against what was being built up. But honestly, I think it's because of that. And if it was done in any other show, I'd probably be pissed off. But I don't know. It was such an out of left field turn, and it so wasn't going the direction I was expecting that I kind of go, all right, this is kind of fun. Maybe because the one with that, what's the candle monster again? What they were building up?
I think it's just the candlestick maker or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. There was so much build up for that,
Yeah.
and when the creature showed up, it looked great, and then was just kind of gone. I thought that was such a letdown. Where with this, there was so much build up, and then they're like, "We know we can't match what we're building up, so we're just gonna give you this crazy dumbbell what the fuckness." And I kind of respect that. That works in Doom Patrol for me, so I liked it.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Glengarry Glen Ross?
I've never seen it. I know what it is, but I've never actually sat down, watched it. I should, though. Everyone says it's great.
Rob's Jen, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite British sitcom?
Shit, man. Okay, so which one do I like have to watch all of and everything? Like I'm still watching it, you know, probably Red Dwarf. But which one is like, man, objectively, that's the best one. I got the most lines from it. I laugh at it. Probably Faulty Towers. No, but then there's Blackadder too. Shit. And I really like Black Books too. There's a lot of good British sitcoms. One of those. I can't choose. Oh shit. You know what? I watch the Blackadder Christmas special every year, so I guess I have to say Blackadder the more I think about it. It has the most variety too.
At Movies, thank you for the 300 bits. Can we get a clue for this year's theme month?
You know, I have to double check it. You know, well, I'll just say, because I guess I won't say a clue. I'll say what we're thinking about. I want to do an Indiana Jones theme month because I haven't done a full review of the newest movie that came out, and I think that'd be fun to do. And then I like to go over all the other ones too, and I like to re-review Temple of Doom because I think now with all of them out, there being more bad ones than good ones, I think it's an interesting one to revisit. But we don't know how, with YouTube's rules, how the Nazi stuff is gonna go over. We can definitely dance around whenever they say it. We can have fun with that. But the swastika is fucking everywhere in at least two of those movies. So I have to look and see like, okay, are videos getting taken down? Even if they're showing it just from a movie or whatever, if they're not even saying the word and stuff. So I have to look into that. If that is the case and it's like, no, we can't do it, YouTube stupid rules, I got a few other theme months planned, but yeah, that's what I would like to do, but we'll have to see if that's what ends up happening.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Days of Wine and Roses? I recently watched and enjoyed it a great deal. Might be my new favorite Jack Lemmon performance.
It's very, very good. Yeah. I hate to I hate talking like this because I always want I want people to know there is hope. You can get help and everything. But man, because it's about alcoholism and it is a beast, man. And it is like a disease. And the movie treats it like a disease. And it is, I've known so many people that struggle with it. And it is just so hard to live with. And I think that ending as bittersweet, I mean the ultimate bittersweet. I mean there's both like some things are really good about it, some things are just awful about, but there's still that it's however you see it. Is there hope? Is there not hope in it? I think it's sadly very true, but it's very honest, and it is not. I can't say it's quite pessimistic. It kind of depends on how you look at it. But for a movie to be like that blunt and that honest about it is, it's rough, but it's there's a lot of truth to it. I think it takes a lot of balls to do something, that harsh and heavy, but that honest too. So yeah, it's a very good movie if anyone hasn't seen it.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard of a new evil Mario character named Wah Peach? Markiplier have Darkiplier, Jacksepticeye have Antisepticeye, and even Dubus Goobus have Wobbist Wobbus. Now you have a dark side named Nostalgia Critic. Come to think of it, why haven't you created your own evil side like literally everyone else on the internet?
I and it's funny because I had a plan for it. Wah Peach looks stupid.
Yeah, and Wah Peach was never actually introduced. I believe it was just like found as concept art for Mario Tennis.
Okay. You know what it is? Years ago, there was this meme. What's it called? She had like a collar and she was dressed in black.
Bowsette. You're thinking of Bowsette.
That should have fucking been Wah Peach. That would have been cool. Something along that line. Why this design looks so boring and nothing. I wouldn't even guess that's what it is. Yeah, if that's ever gonna become like a legit thing, they gotta get better design than that. But in terms of like an evil twin, an evil version of me, I have played around with that idea. I just haven't found the right like story or whatever to do it with. But I always like the idea that I meet what I think is my evil twin, and it turns out I'm the evil twin. I'm the bad one the whole one. I'm like, what? No, but I've done so many good. No, I haven't. Oh shit. Oh, this is the good one. Fuck. And then like somehow I turn the good one evil just to kind of make myself feel better, which makes me the ultimate evil. So yeah, I played around with that. I just haven't found the right the right way to do it yet.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Was on Pinterest looking for mermaid art as a model reference for a character in a story of mine, but so many of them were quite obviously AI art. Found one picture that I think was safe that I couldn't find any telltale AI signs on, but even I'm not entirely certain. Do any of you guys ever get paranoid about discerning human art from AI art?
It's something you did bring up something interesting that you can kind of tell, and it is. I mean, it's like, it is kind of nice knowing we're not quite there yet where it'd be like, yes, that you can't tell the difference at all. It's like, you still kind of can. And I'm glad that's still a thing, that they haven't quite mastered it yet. But man, I feel like they probably will. I mean, it's just going to keep evolving. So, I mean, of course, the thing is just count the fingers. They usually have like 6 or 4 fingers.
It cannot make hands correctly still.
Yeah, the eyes sometimes aren't right and stuff like that, but some of the textures, but it's a very interesting time for all of that, and it really is. For quote a bad cliche or a good cliche, best of times, worst of times, because man, you can see the possibilities of it, but man, you can easily see the dangers, and we're already seeing the danger. We're already seeing both. We're seeing the positive and the negative of it. So everybody's talking about right now, and they should. It is worth talking about. So yeah, it's I mean, it's way too big a can of worms to open up here, but yeah, it's definitely worth having a lot of discussions about.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Just wondering if you ever got a chance to check out Spirited this year.
I didn't. What I might do, because I don't have Apple TV, but my brother does. So one of these, because again, because we have like 4 Christmases and stuff like that. Like I usually wait for like the snow to fall in order to watch even more of the Christmas specials. Like I've seen several, but I haven't watched a ton yet. So I might just wait for snow to finally fall here because we've had a pretty warm December.
Very warm.
And yeah, and maybe I'll go over and watch it around that time because I do want to see it. I've heard good things about it.
Oger, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of the movie Precious?
Is that the the upper? Let me see if that's the one I'm thinking of. Hold on.
Oh, and it's Ooh
Precious.
Jeremiah. I just read the full name now. I understand.
Ooh, Jeremiah. It's a documentary, really? I mean, it's based on true story. I didn't know it's a documentary. I only saw it once. Once was enough, but I remember it being very good. I remember the performances being really good. I remember it being a very heartbreaking story and everything. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the movie you think you're gonna get, you get it. It's done very, very well. But again, it's not. I guess there's, without giving away the ending, I guess it's not a complete downer. But I can't really say it's an upper either.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Now that the DCEU is over, what are your top 3 movies? For me, it's The Suicide Squad, Aquaman, and Birds of Prey.
Wonder Woman would definitely be up there. That might be my
Nice.
favorite one on DCEU movies. I have to look them up. I did like The Suicide Squad quite a bit, the James Gunn one. Let's see, let me just look through the and I did like Shazam. I was gonna say, I mean, can I include the Snyder Cut? Because
I think so.
yeah, I'll include Snyder Cut, and I don't know what order that would be. I feel like maybe Wonder Woman, Snyder Cut, and then the Suicide Squad would probably be the order. I have to think about that because I did like the Snyder Cut a great deal, but shit, man, 4 hours. It's probably Wonder Woman. I'll say Wonder Woman's probably my favorite.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 1 of 2. So as of now, I've watched 76 2023 new releases, and the one that tops all of them for me is a film called The Iron Claw. More to come.
Okay. I'll wait for more to come.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you get a chance to see Wonka or The Holdovers yet? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Not yet. I really want to see Holdovers is the one I really want to see, and honestly, I really want to see Godzilla. I want to see if I can get it before it leaves the big screen. I did convince my wife because she's not a Godzilla fan, but I told her what you said, Heather. That like, yeah, Godzilla shows up and he just kind of disappears for an hour, and it's mostly a character study. And she was like, "All right, I mean, that sounds interesting." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe we can go. Maybe we can check it out." So, but that I really want to see the Holdovers. As well. Wonka, I'll probably stream. I'm sure it's fine. A lot of people say it's fine. I don't know if I need to rush out to see it on the big screen, but yeah, we'll see.
That's fair. Hana Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Happy belated Christmas. I grew up in the 80s and I kind of miss when Tom Hanks did comedy. Have you ever given any thought to reviewing classic Tom Hanks like Volunteers, Splash, or Joe versus the Volcano?
I had to see Joe versus the Volcano again because when I was a kid, I remember that movie being so boring, like weirdly boring. And I really should try to check it out again because it is one of those movies where I want to see, would it be better as an adult? Because I remember my folks being really bored by it too. And I don't even know if we finished it. I think they finished it, but we just went to sleep and they're like, you didn't miss much. So I should watch it again because man, the trailers made it look like it was a slapstick, silly, zany comedy, and yeah, at least for the first like half hour, we were bored out of our minds. So I'll at least try to watch that one again. Other ones, I don't know, maybe Big would be the closest because I feel like I could talk about some interesting stuff with that. But yeah, aside from that, I don't know if I could bring too much else into it.
Noah Zitter, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you're nearing the end of Spider-Man 2. After that, I am begging you to play Telltale's The Walking Dead next. Is the video game equivalent of The Shawshank Redemption, or maybe even Godfather. It's the perfect way to start the new year, and please get the definitive edition.
Excuse me. We
Don't
got
die.
yeah. We got a list of games we might stream. I don't know. I'm toying with the idea. I haven't run it past anyone, but like I'm almost
Oh,
wondering if we should just like, put, hey, here's the games we're thinking about doing. Like maybe have people vote or comment or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense to do or if not. But it's one of those things where it's like, why not? Like because I feel like I have like maybe 3 or 4 games I'm really seriously thinking about, and then just be like, but I don't know which route to go. See
okay.
if the people want to choose. So we'll see. Maybe we'll go
We
that
can
route.
talk
But
about that.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. Great episode today, Mr. Walker. I'm noticing you're bringing up your To Boldly Flee special a lot lately, and not in a positive way. Whilst I didn't think it was the best, I admired the work that went into it. Any reason you're looking at it in a non-positive light?
Oh, I always feel like I need to knock my ego down anytime I can, give myself a punch. I think it's good. Because I do. That's always the stereotype of like YouTubers and influencers and stuff like that they got too big an ego. They don't have a foot in reality. They can't take a joke and stuff like that. So I always try, if there's anything I can sort of like take a punch at myself for, I'll do it. And that's an easy one that I can just sort of throw it out there. Cause it does. Even just like at the poster me with the Judge Dredd, helmet and stuff, I feel like that's the easiest one you can point to and say, that looks like an ego trip, kind of thing.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Are there any Rankin Bass, Christmas specials that you genuinely like?
I don't watch them that much. That's the thing. I really should watch them all again. That's one of the reasons I was thinking about reviewing them, or at least 1 or 2 of them, maybe next Christmas or something like that, because it'll force me to watch them again. And I don't know, maybe I'll watch them. I feel like I know why people like them, and I'm wondering if I watch again after all these years, because I literally haven't seen them since I was a kid. I feel like if I watch them now, I'm wondering if I'll either be like, nope, I'm not going to get into it, but I see why people do, or if I'm just going to instantly fall in love with it. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm really curious. So I do really want to see him again, because I haven't watched them since I was a kid. The one I think I remember watching most was maybe like the Easter one that like nobody remembers, with like Sonny the Easter Bunny. Like nobody even remembers that one. And it's not good. It's just the one I remember seeing a lot as a kid, because there weren't that many Easter specials.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever thought of shaving the beard, too?
I've done it once or twice. It looks weird. It doesn't look awful, but it looks weird. That's just too little. I really do look like the meme, the Doug Walker with cancer meme at that point. So yeah, it's just I might go the opposite one day. I might grow like a full beard at one point, but I don't think it looks right with the NC outfit. So it'd have to be after I finally kill him off.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Sex, Marry, Kill. Danny Elfman, Hans Zimmer, Michael Giacchino, sorry.
Yeah, I know you're talking. I can never say his name either. Let's see. Man, I don't know. I like them all. I don't want to choose. I guess kill him because he makes me really sad with his Lost theme. Michael Giacchino, whatever. I guess fuck Hans Zimmer, because he'd have the most epic fucking music. And Mary Elfman, because he did compose some of the music that I actually played at my wedding. We played a little bit of Edward Scissorhands at my wedding, so I think it only comes full circle.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. On a page about superpowers to be explained this Friday, under the power Fiction Traveling, someone made a comment about how nothing truly is fiction. Spider-Man, the Joker, Bill Cipher, Donald Duck, etc. all exist in these realities, and authors simply receive psychic visions / dreams into these worlds that they transcribe here. Thoughts?
Bullshit. But it's a fun idea. And let me put it this way. I always like to say, if you have a good character, just let the characters dictate what happens. Just let them go on their journey and then write what's happening. Just get them really, really figured out. Which is not to say you can't figure out the story for that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if the character... Paul Rugg, the guy from Animaniacs, he always said if you have a good character, you just put them in a scenario and let them do what they do, and the writing takes care of itself. So that's kind of my take, which is not to say you can't have an amazing story. I mean, you certainly can. I mean, fairy tales and, very, like Boy Who Cried Wolf. Well, what, is there really that much character? No, but I mean, we can identify with the story and everything. Um, but yeah, in terms of like somebody's, coming out and whispering what they, what's really going on in a different reality. No, I don't believe that. But I do believe characters can be so good and feel so real that they can kind of take care of the writing for you. You're almost like transcribing. But it is still writing. You just have to really, really have the character figured out.
Sorry, can't speak today. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Between the two kids channel blocks that you reviewed, which one do you like more as a kid, Disney Afternoon or Fox Kids?
Oh, Fox Kids. Oh my
Same.
God. Yeah, Animaniacs, Batman X. I mean, those were the three that I said in Wacko's Wish. I'm like, these characters felt real to me. They really felt like they were alive, and I know they weren't, but I'm like, man, they just feel like they're really living in this different. I mean, like we were just saying there, it feels like they're really living in a different universe, and that's when you do have good writing and acting, directing, all that stuff.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you a fan of Mark Kermode? He's right up there with you and Corey Coleman as one of my favorite film critics of all time.
Mark, how do you?
Kermode.
There he is. I don't know who this guy is. I will have to look him up.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 2 of 2 about the Iron Claw. It tells the story of a legendary wrestling family, the Von Erichs, and the tragedies that happened in that family. Zac Efron is almost unrecognizable in the film as he is giving the performance of his career, and it's not even close. Even if you don't follow wrestling or know nothing about the family, you can still follow what's going on. Sorry for the novella, I just really love this movie.
It's funny because I think a lot of times I get my news from BBC, just because it's an ocean away, so they're not that biased. They're pretty objective. And they had just, I didn't read it, but there's just a little review that like it was a bad review of that movie. So I didn't look too much into it after that. Just kind of assumed, oh, okay, well that person didn't like it, maybe it's not so hot, whatever. And I go to Rotten Tomatoes, it's getting great reviews. Like he was one of the few that didn't like it. So I'm looking at these over, I'm like, oh shit, I guess this is like a really, really good movie. So I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. And again, I'm not, as someone that doesn't get into watching wrestling, I like wrestlers. I like stories about wrestlers and stuff like that. So I probably will check it up. I'll probably stream it. Again, it's hard enough just getting to the theater to see stuff I really want to see on the big screen.
Tiny Writer, thank you for the 200 bits. Hey Doug, one of my favorite black and white movies is the 1930s The Invisible Man, which had an amazing use of special effects for that time, making the actor invisible. My question is, what is your favorite classic black and white movie?
Christ. I'll go really cliche and I'll say Citizen Kane. That is one of my all-time favorite movies. I've seen it like a million times. I love watching it. I love the cinematography. I love all the hidden little clues to what's maybe not what's going on, but that really tells so much about his character and who this person is and everything. I love how gothic it is. Yeah, I wish it wasn't so cliche, but it is.
Salmara, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, y'all. Hope you had a great holiday. Doug, are there any plans to review the Seth Rogen Green Hornet movie?
I didn't really grow up with the show. I know what it is, but I didn't grow up with it. And I like that director, but that just doesn't look like a fun, bad movie to me. It just sort of looks like a dull, bad movie. So there are people that have requested, but I don't know. I just don't have that much of an interest.
Elite Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Good evening, Heather and Doug. Hope you both had a great Christmas. That isn't right. It's Christmas, lol. I just wanted to say thank you to all the kind words for your Christmas video, Doug. But one thing has to be said. You thanked us for being so supportive during your shingles situation, but there's a reason why people such as yourself bring joy to so many people's lives, and for that we are eternally grateful and love to support good, genuine acts like from you.
Oh, thank you so much. It's very kind of you to say. Yeah, no, I don't know. A lot of people say this is a dream job. And they're right. And I never want to not be thankful and express how thankful I am. And that I know I say it a million times, but it really is because of all you coming back and watching us, man. I mean, I don't know how many YouTubers get to do this for a living for like 17 years. Well, I get doing it for a living 16 years, but still, I've been doing it 17 years. I mean, that is crazy rare. So like I said, I really have all you to thank for that. And I never want to lose track of that.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. I love that Christmas suit jacket you wear. Why don't you wear your Christmas pants anymore?
Did I before? I can't remember. Did I wear the? That sounds weird. Did I wear pants with it? But yeah, did I wear the Christmas pants with it? I can't remember that I did. Oh, maybe I did. Huh. I don't know. The jeans are more. Unless you're talking about the skirt, I do. Whenever I change, I usually have the skirt on. Unless you're talking about that. I don't know. The jeans are comfier, I guess.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, please do an NC for the second Rugrats movie, the Wild Thornberrys movie, and their crossover film. It's all nostalgic fun, and you can follow the Thornberrys movie without watching the show just fine.
I might do the Wild Thornberrys because people have asked for that, and I haven't seen the show, but I know the show has a real following. A lot of people really like it. And I had seen critics that were just like, this movie's like delightful. Like I don't know anything about the show, but this is really cute. So I might look at that.
For all of you that just witnessed what happened with me, Tamara comes into chat and says that the reason you don't wear the Christmas pants anymore is because you shat them. She was there when you pooped.
I'm seeing that now. Just I was there. He pooped.
Amazing.
Now imagine a scene in Batman 89 where the Joker comes out. It's like, I saw it. I was there. He pooped.
Wayflow, thank you so much for that 52-month subscription.
Crazy.
Welcome back.
Thank you, man.
Just
Get out
says,
here.
hello.
Hello.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What was your overall favorite live-action comic book movie this year? Shazam, Ant-Man, Guardians, Blue Beetle, Flash, Marvel's Aquaman.
God, not ton of a selection there. I'll say Flash. I have not seen Blue Beetle.
I think I would say Blue Beetle.
And actually, I will say I haven't seen the second Aquaman either, but everyone tells me I'm not missing that much. Yeah, I should check Blue Beetle out. That's another one on the list to watch. But no, I thought Flash had just enough in it that made it work enough for me. And I don't know, that ending with the mother and everything, just even editing that together while I was doing the review, I'm just like, fuck, this scene's really powerful. So I don't know. I can't just go back to a movie that has a scene that's like that good at. It had a bunch of other, like entertaining enough stuff, in my opinion.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Next year, could you do a custom Christmas intro similar to Nostalgiaween?
I like saving those, the Nostalgiaween intros for that. I think the Christmas thing now is what weird way am I going to get into like the Christmas suit? Which also been going okay. I know they're not as big as like what new way am I going to shout Christmas, but I'm like, I think it's fun enough. I think it gives it enough of a unique spin this year, literally a spin.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Want to say how much I appreciate the stream and the recent review right now. Been going through a hard time since yesterday when a family friend passed from ovarian cancer. And while I'm glad she's in a better place and not suffering anymore, it's never easy losing someone you're that close to. Thankful that you guys can be somewhat of an airbag to cushion that painful blow.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
So sorry.
No, that is very painful, man. Just all our best to you. It's a process to get over, but like I say, it sounds like you got a good head on your shoulder, good spirit to you and everything, and I think that'll help. But all our best to you.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, there's an animated short film that I have a decent nostalgia for, Hamilton Mattress. I would appreciate it if you could check it out.
I gotta at least look that up. Hamilton Mattress.
Yeah.
There it is. It is a, what the fuck is that? An armadillo?
Sorry, I don't know what you're looking at, but just what the fuck, an armadillo?
I mean, I think that's what it is. There's also some ads for mattresses, big surprise, but, and Hamilton, big surprise, but, it's just this, armadillo. And, I guess that's what it's about. So, okay, I will try to check that out.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Excuse me. Heather bells, Heather bells, Heather all the way. Oh, what fun it is to shake Heather's jingle bells. That's it.
It can almost sound like something else, but yes, very well done.
CM Sully, thank you so much for the 34-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone had a great Christmas.
Back at you. Hope it was great.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, that Pearl Harbor rant is still the best rant I ever heard. It brings joy.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's that's one of the early ones when we came back. I think I did that rant like I don't know, like 5 or 8 times in a row, something like that, and I just edited together the most angry part. So, yeah, a lot of people really like that one.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. Hope your Christmas is great, y'all. Just noticed that the NC Christmas reviews this year were positive reviews. Even Tom and Jerry Nutcracker wasn't all too critical.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it's weird how that happens. I kind of start off the NC as kind of like a parody of like, cynical critics that take stuff too seriously. Like, why is the Care Bear movie sucking? Stuff like that. And but then real versions of that showed up. There's people that's like, no, I really am angry. Why were blah blah blah? So just sort of change around to what I like talking about and what I think is interesting and just what's not being done as much. And I never want you lose totally the cynicism from the NC, but yeah, it just seems like the angry reviewer thing has been done a lot. It's everywhere on the internet. So it's kind of like, all right, well, let's just take a direction that, it just feels right to go now that everyone else isn't doing. And yeah, people seem to like when I do positive stuff too. At the very least, if I do it in a passionate way. So yeah, it's interesting how that happens.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you try and slip in little clues to your next review since you get asked about it every stream?
You know, no, but it's funny how that does happen. In the review that dropped today, there actually is a clue to what the next review is, and like I don't know, maybe every fourth review or something like that, it'll kind of happen naturally, and I'll just be like, oh, I didn't even intend for that. All right, that's funny.
Joel B, thank you for the 1,000 bits. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Is there a movie that makes you cry happy tears? This year, after watching It's a Wonderful Life, the last 15 minutes, I was nonstop crying like a little girl.
I guess it's kind of happy. It's hard to say what kind of tears these are. In the movie Fearless, anyone that hasn't seen it, it's a guy that survives a plane crash, but while the crash is happening, he thinks he's going to die and he gets himself in this mindset. And then he's stuck in it after he survived. And it's all about him trying to break that mindset. And at the end, without going into spoilers, he has to, in a sense, recreate the situation. He doesn't crash a plane or anything, but he has to recreate the situation in order to break it. And it really feels like he's kind of dying there. He's in between worlds, and it's such a weird, positive, negative, happy, sad, kind of everything moment. And that gets me really, really choked up. I don't know. It just really, in its own unique way, it really feels like you're in between like life and death. It really feels like you're there, and it's I don't know. Again, I think it's mostly positive, but it's like it's hard to say if it's all positive or negative.
Sailor Aaron, thank you so much for that 35-month subscription. Welcome back. 35 months with Channel Awesome? What? That's amazing. Thank you for being an amazing channel and always brightening my days. You guys are super amazing. No, you.
No, you're amazing. No, really, thank you so much.
Hippozilla, thank you for the 300 bits. What is your favorite superhero movie?
Probably Batman 89. That was it's funny, this guy called Cosmonaut Variety Hour, he's reviewing all the Batman movies right now, and he didn't watch the Keaton ones, weirdly, even though he's a Batman fan, so he watched them for the first time. He brought up these points about 89, which are all good points. He says, as a story, there's not much to it, is there? It's just here's Batman, here's the Joker, stop him from doing evil, blah, blah, blah. But he's saying, like, man, if I was a kid in 89 and all I had was the Adam West version and suddenly this movie popped, this would be the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I would just go fucking bonkers. And that was me. I mean, literally all I had was like the Adam West and whatever, Adventures with Scooby-Doo and stuff. So when I saw that movie and Michael Keaton just kicking ass, looking so intimidating and a creepy but also funny Joker and everything, like, it was just mind-blowing. Because the only other like superhero movie we had then that was you could take seriously was Superman, and that was it. There wasn't like the franchises that we have now. So yeah, I'm always gonna have that connection, but I also like how much it says without having to say too much. It really is kind of this, like, Keaton's kind of quieter performance and stuff like that. He's more inward, and I like all that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your overall favorite movie studio? For me, it's Warner Bros., despite the crap leadership they've suffered through.
It's a toss up between Disney and Warner Brothers. Me, man, it's rough. Yeah, it really is the perfect for completely different reasons. Like everything that Disney is really good at and Warner Brothers isn't, it's kind of flip. Like Warner Brothers is really good at something else and Disney isn't that good. Warner Brothers has that cynicism that I like. There used to be a line, if Disney was classical music, then Warner Brothers was contemporary jazz. You know what I mean?
Mm.
There's kind of like that cool feel to it. Yeah, I can't choose between the two. I kind of like that Disney has such a uniform, that it's like, oh, always trying to be the castle, the Mickey Mouse ears, super family friendly and stuff. But then it also has trouble kind of shaking it off as well. But I like it works within that limitation. But I like Warner Bros. Has a little bit more freedom. But yeah, I don't know. It's between those two.
A pagan priest, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, love all you do. What's your next convention? Are you doing Dragon Con this year? If you've never gone to Dragon Con, you should.
I believe you. I'm gonna, once this is gone, once the fatigue is gone, or at the very least I have it under control where it's not gonna delay stuff, I'll start reaching out to more. But right now we have it's a while. April, I think, is the next one. It's the Midwest Gaming Classic is one, and then C2E2. They're both in April, and they're both in the Midwest, if you haven't guessed. So we'll definitely be at those because those aren't difficult. We literally drive to those, so that's not tricky. The other ones, I mean, like I said, man, when it hits me, I can't even form words sometimes. So yeah, it is getting better, but I should be smart and not look for cons until it's like at the very least I have it like under control.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Mary, 2 days after Christmas, what kind of cool stuff did you get this year? I've gotten a lot of video games both physically and digitally this year, including Sonic Superstars, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and the Stanley Parable.
So we're still opening gifts because, like I said, we haven't done like the Walker Christmas yet, but we did some, gift opening here. And what's funny is that on my wish list, I got this X-Men shirt. It has one of my favorite like X-Men covers on it, and it looked like it was kind of a slightly lighter red, kind of like the other X-Men shirt that I have, but I guess it's pink. And I'm not, if you wear pink, you're all for pink. That's all cool. I don't think I look good in pink. So I'm just looking at this, just like, well, do I wear this? Do I not? Because, man, that cover does look pretty fucking cool. So one of these streams, maybe I'll wear it for the next stream, actually, the Spider-Man stream. I'll wear it there. And my sister-in-law was saying it kind of looked peach-ish, which doesn't help that much for me. But, in some respects, it might be even worse. But, yeah, I'll probably wear it next stream and see what everybody thinks. But, the cover looks cool. The actual X-Men cover art is pretty awesome.
Sean49 Doctor, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey there, Doug. Of all the Christmas movies you've reviewed over the years, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is strangely absent. Maybe next year?
It's one of those I don't know what I would add. Everybody's talked about it because it's public domain. You can literally review as much of it as you want. There's been riff tracks and Mystery Science Theater and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything I can really add to it. It's a lot of fun, definitely. I'm not saying that, people shouldn't be types about it. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't think there's anything new I'm going to be able to add to it.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I get that most social media comments are more crude and profound than in Ralph Breaks the Internet. However, the comments that I've seen, at least, are not that different from that film. So the idea of more appropriate comments are not unrealistic, just to confirm.
I mean, all right, the ones I usually see, especially for videos that go viral that just explode and stuff like that, or have just a massive, I mean, like millions and millions of people flocking towards something like that was, those usually aren't the comments I see. But then again, I guess I have been out of the loop for a while, so I don't know. Most people I know say that Ralph Breaks the Internet is not the best depiction of the internet.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Guardians 2 or The Suicide Squad, and why?
Guardians 2. I really do like The Suicide Squad, but Guardians 2 is just such a massive, beautiful, interesting, like, it's like a character study, with a lot of these people. And I don't know, I thought the visuals fed so well into the storytelling as well. And Suicide Squad has that as well, but it's a little bit more random, and that's part of the fun. definitely. But yeah, I don't know. I just think of like the overall. I think of the colors. I think of the mood. I think of the feeling. I think of the excitement. I think of the comedy. Like to me, that's just like an epic Marvel movie, but still doing it on its own terms, its own strange, goofy terms.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't know if you'll remember, but what's the song playing in the background during your review of Barbie?
Oh, I don't know. I have like a whole library of music. Some's from the YouTube library. Some's from what the hell is it called? It used to be musicloops.com, but it's not that anymore. You can still type it in and go there, but you know, it used to be from there. Um, yeah, so I'd have to go back. I mean, they all have like different names. I don't really memorize the names. I kept put them in categories of like, you know, bouncy music or epic music, you know, or stuff like that, classical music and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. Part 1 of 2. You may or may not be proud of me, but I watched Garbage Pail Kids and survived. P.S. While it is horrible, I still can't say it's worse than the Drawn Together movie.
I guess I'll wait for part 2.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Does YouTube do a YouTube Wrapped sort of thing like Spotify does? Like it shows you how many videos you posted, how many videos you liked or something?
Uh, yeah, I mean, it does for like, you know, your personal channels. I guess it does for like, you know, like our channel too. But yeah, I don't really look at that as much. But yeah, no, it should be on there.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC review, please?
The star of it, I actually make a joke of in today's review, involving a lamp. So that should be a big hint.
Okay. Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who's your overall favorite Animaniacs character? Pairs or trios don't count. For me, it's Slappy. I still haven't forgiven the reboot for giving her the shaft.
Me too. That's my favorite character. She's the funniest. She's the most cynical. She's got the best backstory. I love the idea of an old time, uh, you know, cartoon celebrity knowing all the tricks and everything, and they can't get her because she was literally there when the rules were made, and so she knows how to break them and everything. But she's also so frail and has like a cane. Is always complaining. I love it. She's so great.
Joel B., thank you for the 100 bits. Is there an actor who surprised you when you heard them sing for the first time? When I heard Meryl Streep's range in Mamma Mia, I was just blown. No, I'm kidding.
Well, seriously, Jason Alexander has a really good voice. I love, we're talking about stuff we watch every Christmas. I love hearing his Jacob Marley sing Link by Link. It sounds great. You know, it's also kind of funny. It's kind of a goofy song too, but yeah, he legit sings it really, really well.
CDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 2 of 2. Everything you said about I can't even say it, it's so bad. Garbage Pail Kids is accurate, but the Drawn Together movie just felt like the creators are jealous, bitter, and insecure that their show isn't as beloved as other shows, and the movie is their temper tantrum.
Because I remember the show being okay. I don't remember loving it, but I remember liking it okay. There's some good jokes. So the idea of the movie being like a really bitter film, honestly, I hear that and I say that sounds like it'd be funny. But maybe not. Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just bitter. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check it out at some point.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I got some amazing gifts, especially part 2 coming soon.
Oh, okay.
Noff Noff, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. What are you two literally hyped for 2024? I got my high hopes for Has Been Hotel coming on Amazon Prime.
Man, it's a good
I'm
question.
excited for Dune Part 2. I'm excited for Mean Girls. I'm very curious to see what's going on with this Fallout series.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. The second Joker should be interesting. Deadpool 3 should be the second Spider-Verse. Wicked Part 1, I'm really curious to see how they're going to do that. Yeah, those are ones that look pretty good.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I watched Claws on Netflix for Christmas Eve, and it's an instant classic for me. The character, story, animation, creativity, and the liar reveal cliche is handled very well.
I agree. And that's another one where if they have a hard copy of it, I might do that next year. Because a lot of people have requested it, and I think I can say a lot about that movie. So, yeah, I might do that next year.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the first movie you plan to see in the theater during the new year?
hopefully either Godzilla or the Holdovers. I'm leaning towards Godzilla because I feel like it's probably more of a big screen movie. That'd be my guess. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Holdovers just because everyone, I mean, fucking everyone is like hands down best film of the year, and I'm so curious about that. So yeah, either of those I'd be pretty happy with.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. That Disney joke during today's NC was hilarious.
Thank you. I already forgot what it was. Yeah, because they're done like a few weeks in advance. So I'm like, which one was it again?
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Aside from a Catherine Zeta-Jones, who else would you say is your celebrity crush? For me, it's Jennifer Connelly. From Rocketeer to Top Gun, that woman ages like a fine wine.
She is gorgeous in Rocketeer. I'm with you. I had a little bit of a crush on her in that movie. I had to look at this actress's name. We're watching Industry, and the main character in that. I don't know how to say her real name.
Interesting.
Hold on. Mahala? Myha. Not comma. What the fuck is that?
Apostrophe?
Apostrophe L-A. Myhala?
I do not know.
I'm not sure, but yeah, there's something about, if like, obviously looks is gonna play a big part and stuff, but there's something about the person's like, I got a thing for the workaholics. I'm not gonna lie. If a person's like really determined, just really wants to fucking make something, has the drive and stuff like that, that's pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your least favorite character from Animaniacs? For me, it's definitely Mindy. She feels like a character who was way too cutesy for a show like that.
Probably. Yeah, I was almost gonna say Rita and Run, but you get that beautiful voice with what's her name? Brenda Peters. So at the very least, you're getting just this unbelievable music from it. Yeah, Buttons and Mindy. I'm kind of with you. They were even gonna cut them out, but I guess Spielberg's kid pointed to them and said, "I like them." Like, well, they're back in. So yeah, they're not awful, but I'm with you. They're clearly for the little kids.
Batman uses violin. Thank you for the 100 bits. What's your view on Unhinged 2020 movie? My only issue is the kid plays Fortnite. Buzz, wrong game. True gamers play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. Outside of that, 10 out of 10 movie in my view.
I don't even think I've heard of this movie. Yeah, I have never heard of this. I'll try to check it out.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Who was your wife's celebrity crush? I know my husband's instantly. It's Brie Larson.
Man, I know there are some. I think she's like, yeah, I have celebrities, but I think she's a little like me. Like, she doesn't get into celebrities as much as like characters. No, I remember one, and this baffled me, and then other women were saying, no, that's understandable. I'm like, what? Mark Maron. What the fuck?
I don't know if I know who that is.
I said that, and I think like maybe two or three other women are like, oh yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, he's pretty, I can see why he's attractive and stuff. I'm like, really? I do not follow that at all. And that's fine because we tried watching his last stand-up, and he was so pessimistic. We're just like, I'm in a bad mood watching this. Do you want to keep watching? She's like, nah, he's an asshole. We just turned it off. But yeah, it was a show she was watching that I guess he made, where he was pessimistic, but not as much as I guess like his latest stand-up or whatever. And he's a very lonely. He's got the messed up hair, the glasses, sort of a thick mustache, and just kind of beats himself up and stuff. But he's smart too and knows why we're all gonna die and what's gonna destroy the world, and is super cynical. I think she likes the "I can help you, I can,"
Fix him.
that kind of thing. Yeah, I can fix him kind of thing. But yeah, I think the last stand-up kind of ruined him for her because he was just so pessimistic. We're just like, this isn't even fun.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. From my one and only big sister, Megan. So on January 6th, we're going to Fan Expo Convention in New Orleans and meet with Dante Bosco, the 4 hobbits from Lord of the Rings, Cousin Eddie, and hopefully many more. Both my sister and I are OG Avatar The Last Airbender fans, and we're both very excited.
Cool. Oh, I hope it goes great. Yeah, Fan Expo usually does a pretty good show. So yeah, I'm sure. And New Orleans too. And I always say New Orleans, New Orleans like that. That's always like it's hard for me to say New Orleans because I've always heard people say New Orleans like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I hear it's a lot of fun.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I saw a film called The Boys in the Boat yesterday. It's directed by Bat Nipples himself, George Clooney. It's nothing great, but I did think it was pretty good. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, that's about what I heard. It's weird. It's kind of a shame because when Clooney started off as a director, there was kind of this excitement, like, ooh, like what's he gonna do? Because his first two movies were really interesting. It was the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which like wasn't great, but it was fascinating. It's a fascinating film. And then Good Night and Good Luck, which is like one of my favorite movies. I absolutely loved it. So there was this excitement. Where's he gonna go next? And I don't know. I feel like everything else has been, I don't want to say bad, but like traditional, where you kind of thought you're going to get like this new unique voice. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's kind of doing what these 20 directors did and stuff like that. Which is fine. It's just like, oh, there's that excitement early on. You know what I mean? And that's why I hear this is. I hear it's like, it's okay, but it's nothing that great.
Joel B., thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen any of the Wolf Creek movies? They're pretty much a horror version of Crocodile Dundee.
That's, boy, sounds familiar. Hold on. Okay, let me look at here. Maybe I haven't. No, I have never seen these movies. I'll try to check it out. I feel like there's a couple like Creek movies that I've seen, and that's one I haven't seen, so I'll try to check it out.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on The Last of Us TV series season 1?
Oh, I liked it.
Loved it.
Honestly, my only complaint is the same complaint everyone has. I could have used at least one more episode. It's one of the few times where I was actually like, I could have used a little more. Every episode I would like to have maybe like an additional 10, 15 minutes. It's not like I need one whole episode in there. I just need a little bit more time with it. But I'm glad it isn't just, a scene for scene recreation. I like they changed a lot of things up. I like you're going to get, like the same bullet points, but like a different story. No, switch it around. You're going to get the same story, but different bullet points. That's actually what I meant to say. Strike that, reverse it. Yeah, I greatly enjoy. And I did not know how, I love those two actors, but I didn't know if they were going to be good as Joel and Ellie. I thought those were kind of, weird choices, but like minutes in, I'm like, nope, that's all I see. I see Joel, I see Ellie 100%. I can't not see them in this role now.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see the latest Bob's Burgers Christmas episode? And if so, what did you think?
I did, and we liked it. We related to it a lot because we also didn't get a tree this year. We didn't lose it quite like Linda did there, but yeah, no, we really liked it a great deal.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what is your most anticipated movie of 2024?
Probably the next Spider-Verse movie. And the funny thing is, I get the feeling it's not going to come through the way I want it to come through, and that's okay. But I think just with Across the Spider-Verse, I was so built up, I was so hyped up, and a part of me is like, I just don't think they can have a conclusion that's gonna meet everybody's expectations. You know what I mean? You could get lucky and like maybe it doesn't hit everybody's, but it hits mine. You know what I mean? Like it might hit those select few, but I think that's what's gonna happen. I think it's only gonna hit. It's only going to be a select few people's expectations. That's my guess. It'd be amazing if somehow it hit most people's, but I don't know if it's going to. Either way, I think they're still going to have something amazing in it. I can't see it being an underwhelming movie. You know what I mean?
Yes. Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Loved your review for the Brandy Cinderella. There's so much Broadway talent. Jason Alexander should be in more musical movies. He was great on Broadway. Paulo Montalban, who played the Prince, started his career on Broadway. It's funny you mentioned Barbra Streisand because he was in the recent revival of Funny Girl on Broadway.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, beautiful voice. He was maybe my favorite voice in all of that. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it was a good cast, even despite when it's kind of. Again, I think it's meant to be hokey a good chunk of the time. So if something doesn't work, it still works. You know what I mean?
Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you going to finish the remaining X-Men movies before Deadpool 3?
Oh, like reviewing them? Probably not reviewing them. I've seen them all. But yeah, those are the ones I really want to talk about. I feel like the other ones, like I have talked about them just in like vlog reviews and stuff like that. It's like that's good enough. I don't think I can go into too much more detail about them beyond what I said there.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I hope the both of you had a wonderful Christmas and good vibes for a great 2024.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cats and Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Out of all the years you made fun of the Rankin Bass Christmas specials, I'm surprised you've never done reviews of any of them, let alone the big three, Rudolph, Santa, and Frosty. Will we ever get reviews of those specials?
You might. I'm gonna look into it. I know they're really tight on the copyright claims on them. Like you really cannot use much footage, so I'd have to keep it super, super tight. But I should watch them again. And again, I will say at the beginning, I legit did not see why these were charming, why people liked them and stuff. And I've come around to definitely see it now, but I want to watch them again to see if, will I personally like them? I don't think I will, but I might. We'll see.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank the Paranormal Activity movies? For me, it's 2, 1, 4, 3, 7, 5, 6.
I think that's my ranking. Definitely 2 first. Maybe 3 next, despite its problems. Then, yeah, probably 1 for 5, 6. I guess I forgot there even was a 7. Oh, I guess there was a 7. Yeah, that sounds right.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, another fun, nostalgic summer kids movie I recommend is Aliens in the Attic. It has decent action, humor, and funny child performances.
Other people have recommended that. I took a quick look at it, wrote it down on the list. We'll see when I get to it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So I decided to try and pick up Once Upon a Time again. I'm on the first episode of season 6, and it's just so boring. That show jumps the shark so hard. I was so here for it for like 3 or 4 seasons, and
Rob was the same way. He got really into it. And he was telling me about the Peter Pan one particularly sounded pretty psychotic. And I was like, that actually sounds pretty fun. But he said the same thing. He says at some point it really jumps the shark and it's just not fun anymore. I don't remember if he said it was boring, but he just said it's not enjoyable. He said only in the same way maybe Riverdale is kind of intentionally supposed to be bad. He's like, sometimes it's fun like that, but he said it's not good anymore.
Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you do an Evil Dead month?
No, because that's one of the few videos we got hit with not suitable for all adults. And you can't talk about that movie without any of those movies without talking about the gore. Like you have to. So yeah, that's we did do an old versus new of it, so that's probably the closest you're gonna get.
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I get your problems with Encino Man, Doug, but I have a few insightful moments. One, Pauly Shore can actually play the dramatic part surprisingly well, like after the roller rink explaining to Dave the caveman never concern himself with bullies and popularity, just survival. This is part 1 of 2.
Okay.
Excuse me. Salmara, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you guys seen the Dick Van Dyke 98 Years of Magic special on Paramount Plus?
No, I don't have Paramount Plus. I do like Dick Van Dyke a lot, though. Maybe my brother has that one. I might see it there.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 2. Brendan Fraser does do the wow face a lot, but in some ways it's no different than Cap when he unthawed. We just take something like a roller coaster for granted because it's always existed to us. Finally, all 3 actors had amazing serious moments when the caveman picks up at the museum that everything he knows is long and dead and displayed, and we sit with him in the sadness with no jokes.
I know what you're talking about. I want to feel something in that scene because that's not that badly written a scene, but I just don't think they had. Maybe because the rest was so boring and dull, it just didn't work up to anything for me. But maybe I should watch that scene again because I do remember liking the idea of that scene a little bit. So maybe I should put that part on again.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. One suggestion for NC, imagine that. It's where Eddie Murphy plays pretend with his daughter to manipulate her into improving his job with her ideas so he can beat his business rival, who is a Native American stereotype played by Thomas Hayden Church.
Wow. I've heard it's bad. I've heard it's pretty bad. I have gotten a few recommendations for it. We'll see. Maybe I'll check it out. I haven't seen it, but I might check it out.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 102 bits. Doom Patrol sounds like if Doctor Doom took over and led the X-Men.
I mean, that's kind of what it is. There's controversy about who came up with the idea first, because the Doom Patrol is very similar to X-Men, and Stan Lee and the guy who made Doom Patrol did know each other. So there's controversy there, but yeah, you're not too far off.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, please, please, please do a review of They Live. That movie is the definition of cool, and it has the greatest fight scene in film history. You know the one. Put on the glasses!
I have it on the list. I always have it for Nostalgia Ween. It's a pretty fucking fun movie. I might do it.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on The Terminal?
I never saw it. It didn't look like anything to me. Everyone just kind of said, yeah, it's what you think it is, and kind of no more than that. And I took them at face value for that, so I never did check it out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Other than Chicago, what is your favorite city?
Seattle's amazing. It's a wonderful city. I can't say it's my favorite, but New York is very impressive. It really is sort of its own beast. And that is the word. It is a beast, but like any beast, there's a lot of things to be afraid of, but there's a lot of things to admire about it as well, and be impressed by and go wow at. So as a beast, I will never see all of. You know what I mean? It's like so huge, I will never see all of the beast. So maybe in a way, I can never fully comprehend it either. So I don't know if that's praise or criticism or both, or it's all encompassing. Maybe in some respects that makes it the most amazing out of all the cities. But Seattle and Chicago are pretty close. I think Chicago got like a little bit more, but it's pretty close.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, how was your Christmas day? Did Doug cook this year?
Do I cook any year? No, I cannot cook. I've even tried. People have tried to show me. Didn't work. Yeah, I just can't do it, man. Sorry.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. The iconic X-Men story I want to see in the MCU and in a TV show format is Onslaught. With all the X-Men shows and movies we've gotten all this time, keep going back to the same well with Dark Phoenix and Days of Future Past, and it's tiring. You can mine a lot with Onslaught being Xavier's suppressed emotions brought to life.
Oh, okay, I kind of know this one. Yeah, I can't remember that Magneto helmet and stuff like that. I don't know the story that well, but it looks cool. I'm down for either like Sinister or like Omega Red. I think would look pretty cool. Or honestly, just some of them I wouldn't mind redoing. I like to see Sabretooth done right. Like really get him big and hairy, but like he's kind of smart too. I like to see that all redone.
That's Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Indiana Jones, if you want to hear an absurd hot take, there's this guy in a podcast called The Escape Pod. He said this: he does not like Raiders. He likes Crystal Skull more than Raiders.
I mean, he can like whatever he likes. Yeah, it's definitely not my thought. But I wouldn't mind hearing why he likes or dislikes the two of them.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, for next year's Christmas review for NC, will you review the Christmas film Unaccompanied Minors 2006?
I don't even think I've heard of that. Unaccompanied Minors?
Yeah, Unaccompanied Minors in 2006.
2006. Yeah, I never heard of this one. There it is. I don't know what it is, but I will try to check it out.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. NC on Pinocchio remake.
Which one? There's a lot of them. If you're talking about the Zemeckis one, no, because there's just not a hard copy of it. I did do like Untitled review show in Disney December of it, so you can check that out there. I got out all my thoughts there. In terms of the Del Toro one, if you're talking about that, again, I don't think there's too much I can add that hasn't already been said about. Like everyone's kind of said everything about it, and I don't think I can add too much to it. So probably not.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't know if you watch Cinema Therapy on YouTube, but I highly recommend their newest video about the movie Hook and parenting. It's so emotional.
I've only seen a little bit. Everyone says I should check out more. So, maybe I will. It's just, it's hard to find time to watch stuff. Like I say, even just seeing movies, which is my job, is really tough right now.
Spike, thank you for the 100 bits. Any chance of an NC episode for Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2?
Maybe I like those movies. That's another one though where I can't. I don't think I could find a ton to say about it. If I did, it'd have to be like a compilation video. I mean, just like the two movies back to back. We'll see. Also, I don't know how many people will be that interested. Like people like those movies, but I don't know if anyone's demanding to know my thoughts. Because it's kind of everybody's thoughts. Like it's funny. I like it, especially we grew up in a lot of the areas that they're supposed to be broadcasting from. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Percy Jackson, and the kid's dyslexia allowing him to read ancient Greek reminds me of the kid in Shane Black's The Predator. The kid had autism, and don't you guys feel these are tropes that are borderline insulting? That these disorders are superpowers. It's not like they're mutants.
All right, now with if I'm right, in Percy Jackson, he actually isn't dyslexic. Like the power he has allows him to read them. They confuse it for being dyslexic, right? Isn't that how it works?
I genuinely don't remember, if I'm being completely honest with you. I've read all the books and they've gone out of my head.
Now, in the movie, that's how it worked, which that can mean anything, right? Because they made a bunch of stuff. But because of that, I didn't take too much insult at that. I remember one in was it Dreamcatcher? They kind of did that, or the way the reason this kid had this mental disability and stuff like that. No, it was an alien. It was an alien that was doing that and stuff. And I'm just like that. I don't know. Something about that feels a little insulting. I guess it's gonna vary. How do I put it? You can see the good intent in there. If anything, they probably think like they're putting a spotlight on this. Hey, you can turn this into a superpower and say, But I don't know if it always works, and I can't remember the one from Predator. I'd have to see that again. But I know what you're talking about. It's probably a case by case basis, but yeah, it's tricky. It's a tricky line to walk. To their credit, if they do it bad, it's already a pretty tricky line to sort of walk through.
Batman Uses Violin, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you a fan of Death Wish 1 through 5 movies starring Charles Bronson? Maybe not the most family-friendly review of old movies I can think of, but it would be interesting to imagine NC covering these nostalgic vigilante movies since they are a cult classic now, I think.
Watch Brad Jones, Cinema Snobs reviews of them because he loves those movies. Those are more his movies. I've only seen bits and pieces of them. I mean, they look good. They don't look bad, but yeah, that's more his avenue, kind of the semi-exploitation route. And yeah, they look good. I don't think I have that big a passion for them, though.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite biopic? For me, it's Judy. I was shocked at how good Renee Zellweger was as Judy Garland.
Man, I don't know if this counts, but I really like the John Adams miniseries that came out years ago on HBO. Paul Giamatti playing it. I've watched that a lot. If that doesn't count, probably Patton. I think that's an amazing movie. I love it because you can watch it, and if someone wants to ask, is that a pro-war movie or an anti-war movie? Either works. It's just a character study of this guy, and I think that's phenomenal. You can watch that movie and you can love him or you can hate him, and I think that's so brilliant.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Of the things you reviewed for Disney December this year, which was your least favorite? What was the hardest thing to get through?
And I found out a lot of people really disagree, but I really didn't like Haunted Mansion. I thought it was so boring, and I was so disappointed because it wasn't that appealing to look at either. There's maybe like 2 or 3 scenes that look good. But the rest of it was so dark and it was so brown, and we kept having to turn up the brightness in order to see what was going on. And just the color scheme and everything, I didn't like. It was very murky. It was very bland. And yeah, just add on top of that the characters weren't that great and the story and everything. Yeah, I did not have a good time watching that.
Spike, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of 4 Christmases, you're running out of bad Christmas movies to watch, like 4 Christmases.
I'm not going to do that one because we did Christmas with the Cranks. That did pretty well. And then everyone kept saying, you got to do Deck the Halls and 4 Christmases and stuff like that. And even though they were fun to talk about, nobody watched them. And they're not really gaining that. So a lot of times when we do Christmas reviews, not a lot of people watch them at first because we have the Disney Decembers and the algorithm, YouTube's algorithm. You can't put too many things too close to each other. But over time, they'll get views and stuff like that. And Deck the Halls really didn't. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how bad Four Christmases is. It's not going to be as bad as Deck the Halls or Christmas with the Cranks. I just can't see that happening. Or let me put it this way: I haven't heard people talk about it as much, so I'm probably not going to check it out.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your overall favorite Eddie Murphy movie? For me, it's Trading Places.
Man, I did like. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's kind of my most favorite recent one. Favorite recent one is was it Dolomite is my name? I think
Okay.
that was really good. Like favorite. I don't know. That's one of those where it's like I'd have to look at like a list of movies he's done. Maybe we can do the next question. I can get back to you on that.
Uh-huh. Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Since Marvel has a what if series, Star Wars should have one too. What if Padme was the Jedi raised by Obi-Wan and Anakin was raised by Count Dooku? What if Jar Jar was a Sith assassin working for Sidious?
It's one of those things where I'm kind of like, do you need it? I feel like YouTube and all these other platforms are doing it, and everyone's already doing it. So yeah, I don't know if you really need that. In terms of personal favorite, well, if we're not counting Shrek 2, because he's not quote unquote the star of that, probably Coming to America. I really like that movie a great deal.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Dark Tune suggestion, Tex Avery's The Cuckoo Clock.
Trying to, I'm pretty sure I've seen every Tex Avery cartoon, but that one's not ringing a bell. Let me see. The Cuckoo Clock, Tex Avery. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I do kind of remember this. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, it's mostly slapstick, but it does have a little bit of a dark edge to it. I might check that out.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I personally think Kevin Feige should just recast Kang. They already invested in the character. That wasn't terrible, just terrible writing. Going straight to Doom requires build-up, and we already have loose ends with the Celestial, Young Avengers, and Harry Styles.
I don't know, because I already wasn't getting that into him to begin with. But then again, I didn't really get into Thanos at first, and he turned out great. So I don't know. I am so curious what the next 5 years are going to hold, not only for Marvel, but just Disney in general. I'm so curious to see what they do, because they're kind of in scrambling mode, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. I'm like so curious to see what they end up doing.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which courtroom movie villain do you hate more? I'm going to mess it up because it's been so long since I've seen this. The Ewell family and To Kill a Mockingbird, or the Salem girls in The Crucible?
I'll say Kill a Mockingbird. Maybe because I think it's closer to our time period. I mean, it's still several years ago, but the language and everything is closer to how we speak and everything, where it's like in The Crucible, it's that very old-timey way of speaking, and everyone believed in witches and say, which is still, they're both equally bad. In terms of body count, I think, yeah, the Salem girls probably have a lot more of a body count. But yeah, they're, I just get, I mean, how can your blood not boil watching Kill a Mockingbird in those courtroom scenes, especially, I mean, all the performances are amazing, but yeah, I mean, just like, that shit just gets me so angry.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Matthew Broderick was originally supposed to play Walter White. Do you think the show wouldn't work with him in the main role?
I don't think it would have. I could be totally wrong. Maybe, I mean, God, if you were to say, yeah, Malcolm's dad is going to be, this psycho, and it's going to be like one of the biggest hit shows of all time, and it's going to be a drama and stuff. I mean, it's like, you would think that sounds silly, but I don't know. Maybe he saw something in him that he could bring out. It's totally possible. Unlikely, but totally possible. I can't see it working, but I could be totally wrong.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Which game are you more excited for, Wolverine or Blade? Wolverine.
Story-wise, Wolverine. Game-wise, like the gameplay and everything, I feel like Blade's going to have more possibilities for, gadgets and cool things you can slice up and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm equally excited for both.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you keep your wife in line with coffee, or does she buy Folgers? If you don't remember that reference, I must really look like a jerk.
At first, I'm just like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about." Yeah. We actually do have coffee every morning. That's like our favorite part of the day is that we'll get up, we'll make
Oh.
coffee, and we'll watch, we'll watch Industry or Doom Patrol or Bob's Burger. We always watch something together. And yeah, it's always, she says when we don't do it, like if I had to get up early to go shoot or something like that, she says it just throws off her day. Like it really is like a nice, relaxing moment. Yeah, no, it's my favorite part of the day too.
Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, no offense, but with your hair, glasses, and sweater, you look kind of like a granny. Listen, we are in the zone of time meaning nothing between Christmas and New Year's. I did not feel like putting in my contacts, doing my hair, and getting some makeup on.
Yeah, you know those classic granny cat ears that you have.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Dream Worksuary this February?
Hell no. I barely got Disney December done with the fatigue and everything. I like to bring it back some year, but it'll probably be like whenever I kill off the NC because they do take a lot of time. But I do like DreamWorks, and that was fun to do. So even when I did it before, it was when I think I killed off the NC back then. So yeah, it only makes sense to do it around that point again.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. After the end of E3, what if this causes a domino effect in other cons, looks at the cost benefits and C2E2, Comic-Con, etc., starts following suit? This could be a problem.
Well, I don't know what's going on with E3.
E3 is officially like done. They're never doing one again.
Really?
It's over. Yep. Yep. I honestly, talkative Carl, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. At this point, we have so many conventions. Like it used to be such a specialized thing that there was only a couple of these a year, but now there's like conventions every weekend and there's just conventions all over the place. Like I could see something like Fan Expo taking away some of their shows if they're not benefiting them the most. You know what I mean? Like it's maybe not the worst thing. I am sad I never got to go to an E3 though.
Well, and another thing too, for years, it was always said the Chicago Comic Con was Wizard World. Wizard
Yeah.
World's the official game. And for a while it was.
Mhm.
But then just like things went downhill and it's just things were handled, less and less well and stuff like that. And C2E2 came around, it just completely kicked its ass. I mean, it just like took so much of the crowds and stuff like that. And everyone was always like, well, this is C2E2's the Chicago Comic Con. But Wizard World still had that official name, and they still branded it like that. And everyone's just like, "You can say that, but we know who the real Chicago Comic Con is, kind of thing." And yeah, only 3 years ago did Wizard World finally wrap up. Well, I think
It got bought up by Fan Expo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where now they're trying to redo it and everything. And yeah, so I mean, it's like that is how a lot of them, I guess I shouldn't say most of them, but it is how several of them go. So even if one does die, like something else, I'm with Heather, something else takes its place.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Hans during sex, Simba versus Scar music starts playing.
I mean, any Lion King music that's not Hakuna Matata, I'm probably going to like during anything.
Bright B. Burns, thank you for the 100 bits. Have either of you seen American Psycho? And if so, do either of you get the appeal of American Psycho, or do you two not get it?
When I first saw it, I hate using this terminology, but I didn't get it. That doesn't mean I hated it. I just legit didn't get it. And, I thought it was so over the top and so silly, and I wasn't really following what it was doing. And then I saw it years later, and I'm just like, fuck, this is brilliant. Like, this is really, really good. And there are things like that. Seinfeld I didn't really get when I was younger. And sometimes there are just things you have to sort of, I don't want to say grow up because that sounds lame, but it's like I wasn't at the age yet where I was supposed, because I think I was in high school when I saw American Psycho, and I wasn't ready to understand what that movie's really about or what it's doing or the satire and stuff like that. And Seinfeld was the same way. I was in high school when that show was on, and it's like, I don't know why this is funny. Like, I follow it, but I don't get what makes it so hilarious. And then as I got older and I saw the silly social cues that a lot of people do, in the work world and social world and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, like now I understand it. So yeah, I do legit really like that movie. It's a very, very clever film.
We are going to have to pick up the pace here. We're
Yeah.
still an hour behind.
Gotcha.
Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the movie Surf's Up? And if not, will you review it?
No, I heard it's okay, weirdly. So I'll try to check it out.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. If you had to rank the cast of the Mario movie from worst to best, who would you rank where? And obviously, we know was the worst. Makes me kind of cranky.
Yeah, no, he's the worst. Man, I don't know. In terms of best, Jack Black as
Jack Black.
Bowser. Yeah, and everyone else is just kind of in between, in my opinion. Like they're fine, but nobody really stood out too much to me.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, this past Saturday, my sister and I did watch The Boy and the Heron, and I did quite enjoy it. I still think Miyazaki's magnum opus was/is Spirited Away, but my personal favorite is Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah, I like Spirited Away the most, but Kiki's really close, man.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I was watching a podcast and someone pointed out something I found fascinating. Remember the budget the first Wonder Woman had, the box office revenue it made, and the exact quality we got, but this time it was made right now. It would be considered a failure. The Marvels might have done well a few years ago, so there's something else going on.
There is something to be said. I've seen a few videos talking about the death of the normal budget movie. I think there is something to that. I don't think we need more money, especially when a lot of them aren't looking that great. I mean, I think like Barbie looked pretty great, but like I'm not thinking of too many other movies where I'm just like, yeah, man, you can see the money on screen. Like a lot of effects don't look that great. So yeah, I'm okay cutting back on the budget, honestly.
Darth Payne, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Thanks for giving a glowing review of A Christmas Story. It was one of my mom's favorites since she related so much of it living near Chicago as a little kid.
Yeah, my dad had a very similar childhood as well because he lived in Indiana for a bit, and that was pretty close to there.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Action Jackson.
I don't know if I've seen that one. I know the title. I don't think I know anything about it. I'll try to check it out.
Darth Payne, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi again. Since you talked about The Rock from Hollywood Pictures as part of Disneycember this year, does this mean you'll eventually talk about Judge Dredd again, too?
Huh. Was that Hollywood Pictures? Oh, maybe I will. That might be a fun one to talk about again.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Down Periscope.
I don't think I'm going to get much out of it. It had a few laughs, but that's about it. I didn't get too much out of it.
Salmara, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever thought of putting the sound Jingle Bells in the NC theme song in December?
Would it match? Maybe it would. I might try that.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Your rant from NC I'll Be Home for Christmas sounded so real and unscripted, I wanted to give you a hug.
Oh, thank you so much. It was entirely scripted.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I've watched Aquaman 2 and I enjoyed it. In fact, my theater was semi-packed and there was laughter and applause. I think the box office issue are partly because of some people speaking ill of superhero movies right now, so I think people aren't encouraged to go see it for themselves.
I mean, for me, it just looked like more the same, and that's kind of what I'm hearing. Like I don't hear it's awful. I hear it's just like it's another one. It's another Aquaman. So we'll see. Like if you had to force me to go see, I'm not gonna be like no, but like I'm not in any hurry.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard of an animated film called The Monkey King? It came out this year and I enjoyed it for its animation and action scenes, but the main character is the most selfish, egotistical asshole, and the film doesn't do a lot of explaining how some things work.
No, I never heard of this. Yeah, I will try to check it out.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Jet Li's Fearless?
Yes, I remember liking it. Okay, it was a very generic story, but but he was good. It looked nice. Martial arts was good. I remember being okay.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Warner Brothers and Paramount potentially merging?
No, don't do that. Come on. We're just gonna have 3 companies left in the world, man. Come on, let's get a little bit more variety.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, can you really spoil the Percy Jackson TV show if not only you have a movie and a book series? Yeah, sometimes TV shows do something different, or also just because you've read the book doesn't mean that everyone watching the TV series has read the book and has knowledge of that, you know?
Yep.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Temptations miniseries? If not, it's free on YouTube.
No, I haven't. I heard it's really good. So I should see it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you guys have a good Yakmas? Did good old Saint Weasel Treats leave you a whole lot of meat byproducts and pre-chewed gum and made you wet your beds up something fierce?
Left me a whole bunch of shaving scum. Yes, yeah, it was a good Yaksman. It's very good.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Please do an NC on Cinderella 2021. It's bad.
Which one is that?
That's the Amazon Prime one, right? Yeah.
Oh, we might do. We always have like these Yeah, so we always have these watch parties, and that's always one of the ones where I always like, should we watch this? It always gets outvoted, but I'm curious because I hear it's really bad, like you said. I'll try to check it out at some point.
Maggie Alexis, thank you for the 100 bits. Because you reviewed A Christmas Story, do you think you'll do A Christmas Story Christmas next year?
Maybe if I can find a physical copy, I wouldn't mind talking about it because it is an interesting sequel, actually.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I can't remember if you've answered this before, but what did you think of the teaser for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Looks fine. It's funny because when I saw the YouTube trailer, I'm like, oh, like the effects look good, but they don't look as good as the last one. Then when I saw it on the big screen, looked amazing. They looked really, really posh and clean, like they were really there. So that's I'm curious to see how when I actually go see in the theater, which one it is, if it looks really realistic or if it just kind of looks like every other movie.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Are any of you guys fans of Critical or Penguin Zero? Do you have any idea who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen some of his stuff. Yeah, I like him fine for where he is. I think the commentary's, interesting. I mean, that's about it. He's got a few good jokes, and I like hearing what he has to say sometimes. But I don't tune in every day or anything. But once in a while, I'll be like, what's he think about this?
Dino Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. I love the Edward Scissorhands episode. It got me watching that film on Christmas Eve. I also live in Florida, and the houses that were shot in that film were in Lutz, and the shops was filmed in Lakeland, which is a 50-minute away between the two places. The commuting must be hell for those people.
Yeah, I think Rob said he saw a video that was like location spotting for that. So yeah, I think they did bring that up.
Blake the Nothing, thank you so much for that 31-month subscription.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back. Appreciate it. An underrated critic, thank you so much for that subscription. Welcome.
Thank you.
Random cartoon fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Merry 2 days late Christmas, Doug and Heather. What could have you talk about the Paw Patrol movie? I know it sounds like a strange request, but you've talked about Rugrats and Care Bears movie. What's weirder than a grown man talking about a movie about cute dogs in uniform? I'm sure you would get something out of it, even if it's like a cool bit of animation or an occasional laugh.
Maybe Rob saw it with Brad in one of those Brad ruins Rob's day things, and they were both like, it's fine for what it is, but it's clearly not made for them. So we'll see.
Spike, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard of Midnight Meat Train? It stars Bradley Cooper as a photographer investigating a serial killer, starring Vinnie Jones, only to find out, spoiler alert, and I don't know how spoiler this is because I have no idea what we're talking about here. Vinnie Jones is the only one keeping us safe from lizard people.
Some people recommended this before, and it did kind of look like fun. Yeah, I may have to check this out. This does look like a lot of fun.
And Burr, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, Merry Christmas. Doug, any plans on doing NC reviews for the Cars movies?
No, I don't have a passion to talk about those movies. They're just very nothing to me. So yeah, probably not.
Sean, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, another idea for a Was That Real? The animated series Captain Star, a show about a self-proclaimed hero who names the planet he discovers after himself and sells the inhabitants useless souvenirs. Interested?
Maybe. I don't do that series anymore only because it takes so long to watch the shows and edit them and stuff like that. But I might check it out just to check it out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which loser best friend character from an adult cartoon is your favorite? Mo from The Simpsons, Bill from King of the Hill, or Teddy from Bob's Burgers?
Teddy, just his voice alone is so funny.
Dino Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. I loved your Disney December review of The Jungle Book. Will there be an NC review of this film? I could see the Disney logo popping up after the deaths in these films. Also, what software do you use to convert DVD footage to the MP4 format?
It's a mix of any DVD and Handbrake. I need both of those in order for them. For some reason, they work off each other.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Once Upon a Studio is officially fully released on YouTube, so that might help your review. P.S. Are there movies you'd remove from that short?
No, I think you gotta get one from every animated thing in there. I think that makes sense. But I found that out literally the day after I finished editing it, and they released the whole short. I'm like, God damn, this could have been so helpful because I had to slow down all the clips and previews and stuff and everything. I'm like, so yeah, too late.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Why do you have the tendency to, as you put it, review the movie you want rather than the one you got?
Maybe because maybe because there's a part of me that's a writer, there's a part of me that sees the possibilities. And here's the thing. I think if you say, hey, I would like to see this, somebody else watching or making films or something might say, that's not a bad idea. Maybe put it into something. But I'm trying to get better at reviewing what I got and not necessarily what I want, or should be expecting.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you guys have any opinions on Halo? Any thoughts on the game, the lore, or even Master Chief himself? Personally, Halo was a childhood favorite of mine.
I love the music, and I love Red versus Blue. That's about all I know about it. I haven't played the games.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. On NC on Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night.
Maybe because Philo has worked on that movie, and he said, "If you ever need me for that," so might be an idea.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you know what you can technically talk about for next Disney December? The Clerks animated series. It was an ABC original after all.
I was toying with the idea of maybe doing Miramax, which again I was saying like, oh, but Pulp Fiction with the little Disney December logo. Now I'm like, actually that might be pretty funny. Maybe I'll just do it for that.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you watch epic rap battles of history? And if so, what do you think of their videos?
Years ago, I know they're still going. It's great they're still going. I just haven't kept up. I remember them being funny back in the day.
At movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Raid movies?
Raid?
The Raid. The is capitalized, so I assume it's a part of it.
The Raid Redemption. I don't know these movies. They look cool, but I have not seen them.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. How about a review of the Robert Benini Pinocchio, the 2002 one where he's a 40-year-old man playing Pinocchio? He did make another years later when he played Geppetto, I think.
I thought that was ingenious casting, having it be Geppetto. I thought that was so smart and funny, and it worked. I hear it's really bad. I hear it's like crazy bad. So maybe I have gotten requests for it before. So we'll see.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, do you like any particular metal / heavy metal / new metal, etc.? Oh yeah, I grew up on that stuff in the early 2000s. I was a huge Evanescence fan, which then led me to like Hailstorm, and then I got into like symphonic metal, like Within Temptation and Epica. So I love a good female-fronted rock metal band. TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. Throwing an idea for next Disney December. Every other day, talk about a Touchstone movie. There's a lot of them to talk about. Splash, Adventures in Babysitting, Good Morning Vietnam, and shockingly, Adam Sandler's The Waterboy.
I mean, I do Touchstone movies. I never ousted them. I always included them as part of it. But you're right. I don't focus on them as much, and I probably should.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 420 bits. Appreciate it. Hey, Doug and Heather, question for you two. If you had the ability to visit the world of Christmas specials, what world would you visit?
Maybe Arthur Christmas. I really like that world and that North Pole. I think it's pretty cool.
At movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for coming to America. We would all love to see Malcolm in royal garb.
Oh, he could have fun with that. That's another one where what would I say that everyone else hasn't already said? I'm just going to be repeating what everyone has praised that movie for.
Ooh, Jeremiah, thank you for the 100 bits. Please do an NC Christmas on Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
Again, that's more Brad's realm, and he has reviewed it. He's done countless parodies of it afterwards. They're very, very funny. And watch his. He does it so much better than I could do it.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. I've requested these for potential Christmas reviews before, but I'd like to bring them up again for hopefully next year. The Disney Channel animated film The Santa Claus Brothers and Sonic Christmas Blast. To sell you on the latter, all I'm going to say is Robotnik Claus.
Maybe the Sonic one. The Sonic episodes usually do well, so I might do that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Without giving away anything, which character's ending in Doom Patrol did you like the most? For me, it's Madame Rouge. Cliff's ending was definitely fantastic, but Rouge's ending was just so satisfying while also kind of being unsettling.
I agree. That was pretty cool. Man, I don't know. Like, Rita was great. Larry was great. Cliff's was a great one to end on. I don't know. I guess Cliff got me choked up a bit. That last moment, so I guess I'll say that.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Technically, Trading Places is a Christmas movie, so could we get an NC Christmas on that movie? Oh, Christmas NC, sorry, on that movie?
Maybe. That'd not be a bad idea.
Oiram, thank you for the 100 bits. So your problem with TMZ is what they're reporting and how they're being pricks about it, because there is a gay man on YouTube called Sloan who talks about the darks part about celebrities most people don't acknowledge or know about. No, he does not try to be a jerk about it, and he has gotten blackmail attempts for who he talks about.
Most of that stuff I don't get into anyway. Just TMZ was the most obnoxious, and I don't know. And maybe they've calmed down because I haven't heard from them in a bit. Maybe they're very respectable now. I'm not sure, but yeah, just back in the day, they were the most annoying.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Imagine Jim Carrey and Nicolas Cage in the same movie. Two of the hammiest actors on screen. The hardest thing for them would be trying not to laugh at each other.
Well, they were friends for a while. They might still be. I don't know, but for a long time, I think they met on Peggy Sue Got Married, and yeah, they were actually really close friends. So it is weird they haven't done a movie yet.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100
Well,
bits.
aside from Peggy Sue Got Married, I just mentioned it.
There you go. Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Heather, favorite monster cereal. I just tried Caramel Creeper, and it's not bad.
I like that one a lot. I probably still Frankenberry, but that new one was pretty good. It's the first really good new one we've had since Blueberry.
3M Onion, thank you for the 200 bits. Imagine if Nicktoons from Nickelodeon and Cartoons from Cartoon Network in the same room during WB and Paramount merger. Quote, Peter Venkman saying dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It'd just be too weird.
Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves?
Probably not. I liked it. It's good. I don't think I'd be able to add that much to it, but it's a good flick. I enjoyed it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Ooh, Doug, if you have time, please check out Cinema Therapy episode on Zuko from Avatar. It's their most requested episode, and they did an amazing job.
Again, it's just finding time to watch them, but I wouldn't mind checking that out.
The Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. By the way, I forgot to say Merry Belated Christmas.
Back at ya.
Just Tyler, thank you for that 2-month subscription. Welcome back, and they just sent a heart.
Oh, back at ya.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Wow, we sure have come a long way here on Twitch. The first time I heard you had a Twitch channel is when you said you were playing the first Kingdom Hearts in one of your reviews.
Yeah, and whenever 4 comes out, in 5 years, that'll be great too.
Tef the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rate A Miracle on 34th Street, 1994?
It's all right. I feel bad because I feel like it had the ability to be fantastic, but it's a little too corny and forced in some areas. But I mean, Richard Attenborough as Santa, come on, that's ideal casting. That's like one of the greats right there.
Forever Destiny, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, what are your thoughts on the Judge Dredd remake? In my opinion, it's one of the most, one of my favorite R-rated movies next to Starship Troopers.
It's good. It's just a good, solid movie, good, solid idea. He's cool. The atmosphere in it is cool. It's just a cool movie.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Marcel the Shell with Shoes On 2021? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, everyone says it's great. It's another one of those where I have it on the list of movies to watch. I could just never find the time. So we'll see. I got a week coming up soon, so maybe I'll watch it then.
All right, we've done it. We did actually catch up with all the bits. Hooray, we have some time for highlighted messages. Woo! I'm just really enjoying the sweater while I have it, Wingweaver says, hey, Doug, I have a recommendation for you. It's a film from 1965 called The Railrodder, starring Buster Keaton in one of his final films. Buster travels across Canada on a little rail car.
Okay. It is always fun seeing him in something where he can talk, because he doesn't have the voice you would think he would have. I don't know. I always kind of assume he had like maybe because of Charlie Chaplin, I think, kind of British and proper and stuff like that. But he's got a voice kind of like this. It's not all what you would expect. So yeah, I might check that out.
Cartoon Dictator says, have you seen Netflix Kippo or Dead End? Also, I got both Journal 3 and Marcy Journal with an Amazon gift card I got.
I have not seen either of those. I will try to check them out.
Sorry, I took sip as soon as you answered that.
Oh, good.
Block says, I got 2 questions. I always struggle with your name. I'm sorry. One of these days, I won't. I got 2 questions. 1, can you do an NC for Enter the Dragon? 2, thoughts on the Batman 89 soundtrack by Prince?
I like it. I get when some people say it's really distracting and weird and odd, but that's kind of why I like it. Prince is both very much of that time period, but also his own weird thing. And I think that movie is kind of that too. It's both timeless and very 1989. So I liked it. And what's the first part of that question?
NC for Enter the Dragon?
I don't know why I was thinking of the Bruce Lee story. I let me see. Is this the yeah, I mean it's the original it's the Bruce Lee movie, not the story. That's why. I Yeah, I don't know. I like martial arts movies. I feel like you need a martial arts expert to tie, not someone that knows martial arts, but knows martial arts movies, like an expert in that. And I'm not the guy. I do like martial arts, but I wouldn't be able to represent like how important that movie is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Master Mario asks, was there a Christmas present you wanted more than anything else as a kid and never got? For my brothers and I, it was a trampoline. I think our parents thought we would break our bones. To be fair, they would probably be right.
Uh, I really wanted my pit monster when
Oh,
I was
really?
a kid. For what? My mom had weird rules about certain things she wouldn't let us have or do or say, but then other things she was really relaxed on. It's very bizarre. And that was for whatever reason she really didn't want me having my pet monster, and I don't know why. So yeah, that never happened.
I really wanted like an N64 or an SNES, and I never got a system until we got our Dreamcast.
Oh,
It
really?
was like
Oh,
years.
that's your first one?
Yeah, that was our
Oh,
first one. It was
that's
a
weird.
Dreamcast. So
That's
I was
weird.
like years. I was like, I just want an SNES. I just want an N64. I just want to be like my friends with their Nintendo systems. And then we got a Sega Dreamcast.
Super Nintendo is one of the coolest gifts we ever got because we already knew how great the original Nintendo was, and we were just so excited. We knew it was coming. We would just look at the box and say, "That's it, man! I know that's it." And I remember we actually literally said, like, we're opening it together. We both wanted to open it together, me and Rob. And Rob's like, "Wait, breathe it in." We both just went, "Ah, okay, open it." We both opened it. It was such. Oh, I still remember. It was so great.
Lord R. Wolfen says, hey guys, I hope you have a Merry Christmas and also to remember to stir, whip, 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 stir, whip, stir, whip, whip, stir, whip, 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 stir, wah.
Yeah, you gotta go. Wah! Yes, thank you for that. Never forget.
Orlando
Never
Garcia.
forgive.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Didn't Pixar back then say they aren't gonna churn out more sequels? And now they're coming out the gate with Inside Out 2 and Toy Story 5? What the fuck, man?
I'll say this too. I like their mindset where they don't want to do sequels because they want to do more new material. That was always the idea. Their third film was Toy Story 2, though, so I can't be that angry at them. And Inside Out 2 is one I've always wanted to see a sequel to. So at least if they're going to do it, they're doing it to the one that I think has the most possibilities.
Chaplin doesn't know what he wants to do right now. He's like
Yeah,
on your
he's a
shoulder, not
spaz.
on your shoulder. He has no idea what's happening.
You're a spaz. He's a spaz.
Power Gamer says, rank these 2000s Christmas movies from most worst to least worst. The Grinch, Deck the Halls, Christmas with the Cranks.
The Grinch would be the least because at least visually it looked nice and the makeup's nice. Man, I don't know. Deck the Halls and Christmas with the Cranks, it's really close. I'll say Deck the Halls is the worst because Christmas with the Cranks is kind of so bad it's almost enjoyable. Just when you have Santa Claus and a waving snowman at the end, it's like, okay, at least it's going a little balls crazy with it.
Bernsey, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, favorite celeb you've never met that you'd love to meet?
A lot of the nice ones. Like I used to be like, oh, I want to meet the cynical assholes like Bill Murray or Jack Nicholson or something like that. But I'm like, I'm not like that anymore. I kind of like, Hugh Jackman or Dolly Parton. People that I hear are just like the sweetest individuals. Even people like whose work I don't necessarily always like, but they sound like great people. Adam Sandler, I hear is just the biggest sweetheart, and I believe when I hear that. So, yeah, like one of those. Well, one of the ones I just hear are super nice people.
Ramirez says, Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry are characters that have helped me through COVID, while Mickey Mouse is the character I loved when I was a kid, and I still do. Favorite voices for them?
Oh, I think I'm always gonna like the original. I'm gonna like Walt Disney as Mickey. I'm gonna like Mel Blanc, as like Bugs Bunny and all them. Even though there's plenty of great replacements and people that really add like a lot later, I'll say that Bill Farmer might be the only one where I might like the newer voice more than the original because they allow him to bring a lot of drama to the character. Maybe the other, if they allowed him to bring drama, he could do that too. But I mean, like just the fact they allow that, he does it so well. That's one of the few where I think I like the new one more.
Spooky Elephant has a very interesting question. Best egg-shaped robot from Disney. Ron, Eve, or Baymax?
Which one's? Why am I blanking on who? Oh, we like Ron's gone wrong. Oh, I guess that is technically.
Is that Disney?
Yeah, because it's Fox. So that does count.
Okay.
Um,
I love Wally, so I'm gonna say Eve.
uh, man, it's a toss up between Ron and Eve. Man, that's really. I guess I'll say Ron, but just by a little bit. I like how much they get across with Eve without having any dialogue. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, but I do like how much they do with Ron in that movie. So I guess I'll go with that, but it's like really close.
Sorry. Blabble Block says favorite Beatles, Rolling Stone, and The Doors song.
Did they all work on one song? God, I don't know. I see. This is terrible because, like, I know those bands. I know how iconic they are. I do mix their songs up. Actually,
You don't even have a favorite Beatles song?
No. Okay. Not the Doors. The Doors is pretty distinct from them. But honestly, again, it kind of a cheat because the time of year. But I love "Simply Having Wonderful Christmas." No, actually, "Hey Jude's" pretty fucking great. Yeah, that can always put me in a good mood. I'll say that.
All right, great. And that actually brings us to 8 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right. So thank you, everyone, so much for joining us for, let me specify again, our last chatting stream of 2023. However, not our last stream of 2023. We will be back on Friday. So do come back on Friday. I am unsure if Malcolm will be streaming, but Doug will definitely be playing Spider-Man. Tamara will not be joining us tomorrow, I believe. I am like 90% positive, but you know what? I could be wrong. But Doug is definitely going to be here on Friday night playing more Spider-Man 2, and we are getting towards the end. I don't know if you're going to finish it on Friday, but you are getting towards the end.
Very close, and probably 2. My guess would be 2 streams. For someone that hasn't played the game, but I'm like, it just feels like there's 2 streams left.
Yeah. So join us for that. We are going to go raid Tamara, and I forgot to type it out ahead of time.
Oh,
so,
no. Oh, no.
Don't mind me as I do it
to you
right
type
now.
as the bells jingle.
Yes. Just like
there you
that. Type. Great. All right, we're gonna go raid Tamara. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and your evening, and hopefully we will see you on Friday. And if we don't, Happy New Year, but we hope to see you on Friday, okay? All right, bye!
Goodbye.